Peruvian cocaine was smuggled to Panama, secreted in suitcases and shoes with false bottoms and carried into the U.S. by airline passengers. Points of entry included San Francisco, Los Angeles, Houston, and New Orleans. The third one is late 1970s to 83. Cocaine from the new Cali cartel in Colombia was loaded onto freighters owned by the Gran Colombian Line. The freighters were offloaded in the ports of Los Angeles, San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle. 4. Early 1980s, cocaine was flown from Colombia to the Bahamas, where it was loaded aboard small planes and flown into Miami. From there, couriers would take it to California aboard commercial airliners.
What about the CIA involvement in all of this? Is that...
Well, that part of the story deals with the FDN, that guerrilla army that I mentioned earlier.
Right.
That was, you know, as the Iran-Contra hearings documented pretty well, that was a creation of the CIA.
Right.
And we tracked the cocaine dealers who were running this operation all the way up the ladder to the couple of CIA agents that were actually running the FDN, Enrique Bermudez and Adolfo Calero. And let me tell you, as a bit of background, most of this information, or much of the information, came out at a trial in San Diego in March. One of the cocaine brokers, a guy named Danilo Blandón, who was the head of the Southern California operation, has been working for the U.S. government for the last couple of years. And he was the star witness in a cocaine trafficking trial for the DEA in San Diego, and a lot of this stuff came out under cross-examination when he was up on the witness stand, because you know, the defense was curious, to say the least, about his relationship with the Contras and the Crips, and unfortunately they couldn't really get into a lot of it, because before the trial the United States filed a motion asking that nobody be allowed to ask Mr. Blandón about his relationship with the CIA, and it was one of the most curious documents I'd ever seen. It said, if true, this matter would be classified, and if false, it shouldn't be allowed at the trial. So,
did you
got a chance to quiz him in great detail about his relationship there.
Did you get any help at all out of the CIA?
During the investigation? Absolutely not. They wouldn't even return my phone calls. I mean, I filed a Freedom of Information Act request for information on Blandón and his boss, Norman Meneses, and I was told that they can't tell me anything because it's a matter of national security.
When you have the top this deeply involved in the drug smuggling and providing airplanes for the drug smugglers, when you have our big bankers laundering the money and bringing it back into the system, if they were really interested in purging our society from drugs, you could do it pretty quickly if you went after the bankers, so they couldn't profit from it anymore, and then you impeached Bush and jailed him and a bunch of other people at that level. And just the information that they have, and started locking people up at that level, then start down, and you could dry this thing up. Then God knows at some point, but they're not going to do that. That's the big bucks, that's the big money. They don't like civil liberties. Give them more control over the people. Now, you have that kind of money and tolerance of the thing at the top. The White House involved, Oliver North getting memos back and forth with Robert Owens saying these people were working or smuggling drugs, knowing about it, giving protection, Ed Meese giving protection, fending off investigations, George Bush through Greg Rodriguez and the others actually flying the drugs. Now this makes an utter mockery of their claim of a war against drugs. So then you come back and look at the drug testing. Clearly they're not interested in cleaning drugs out of the society. So why are they trying to get into the testing? And that's where you become very suspicious, because that's a tremendously effective tool for population control.
As a means of social control, that also is another reason why drugs are tolerated in the U.S. and other capitalist countries, because it is a form of social control. If people are stoned out on drugs, addicted to drugs, obsessed with drugs, they're going to not be social rebels.
Exactly. Between commercial television and lots of crack, you can take a lot of the guts out of the society without question.